Hello guys, how we doing? Welcome back to the Free Hammers. It's Luke here and I'm back with a review of the Newcastle 1, West Ham 1. What a great result that was. We would have took a 1-1 draw before the game without a doubt. This was a game I was very, very nervous about. Like I said, a team with high energy, just an excellent manager, a feel-good factor about that team. Gives me vibes of what we were like about 2 years ago, where that team has no fear of losing, no fear of attacking teams. And you see it straight away. But we'll go into the game in a minute. Let's just have a look at the, sort of some of the changes. Obviously, there were a few changes from the Derby game. Fabianski came back in. Paqueta came in, which is good to see. So there were some good changes there. I would maybe have liked to have seen Flynn Downs in there as well. But then you may have lost Ben Rama there. So ideally, it wasn't... Like, when I see the lineup when it came out, I wasn't disappointed. I thought, okay, this lineup's not bad. I'm really liking Emerson at that left wing back role. Gerd, I was confident in him. For them, obviously, Callum Wilson started, vein of our life at West Ham, and we'll talk more about him as we go into the game. Obviously, no Bruno Guimaraes, but then Alan St. Maxim came in on that wing. So, yeah, they just started fast and furious, right in our face, and we couldn't cope with it. Their fans were on a real high. Obviously, still the atmosphere hanging over from the cup game the other night. They had the ball in the back of the net so early from Joe Willock. We were very, very lucky, that it was offside and it just wasn't against us, because I thought straight away, here we go. But then I didn't have to wait long to say, here we go again. Ball was played through the middle. Callum Wilson straight through, good finish, but poor defending from West Ham. And like I say, at 1-0 down that early in the game with a team that's their fans can really, really get behind them, I was like, this is just awful. That we're real trouble here. From that point, we sort of tightened up a little bit. Then they had a few little chances, half chances here and there. Fabian Schär had a really good header. But we huffed and puffed and tried to get ourselves back into the game. Some good corners from Declan Rice, and he did put a really good corner in, and it fell back post to Paqueta, who sort of won the corner from his shot, I believe. And then he put the ball in. Lovely, back post finish. Did what he had to do. Great celebration. I'm glad he scored. One of his better games in a West Ham shirt. He's gradually getting into his game. 1-1, fairly okay, yeah, not too bad. We looked really solid defensively. There were occasions, where they were playing, you could see they're playing little triangles. Really, really well coached team, Newcastle, with the patterns of play. Gordon, when he come on, was causing loads of havoc. And then there was that ball played through to Callum Wilson in the second half. And a Gerd, anyone who see it before we signed him, there's that famous video of him catching up with Mbappe, and you're like, well, this geezer's got a bit of pace. And then you see it last night. This guy is a really, really, really good centre-back. Fantastic, honestly. If you want more on him, go and watch Gonzo's video this morning. Leadership, pace, good on the ball, good in the air, likes a tackle. But he's never like a nasty tackle, there's a real cleanness to it. Positioning is amazing. Yeah, whoever scouted him, he deserved that, because I tell you what, we've got a really, really good player there. Really, really good player. If he stays fit, his performances alone in the last few weeks have given me hope that we can, be defensively good enough to stay up. Whether we've got the attack to start still remains to be seen. I would still say we're slightly toothless up front. But like I say, Newcastle have only conceded 1 goal in the league. I think it was 9 games. Obviously, they did concede in the cup the other night. But, defensively, they've been immense as well. So to go there and score, was good. To be honest with you, it's hard enough anyway. But to go and score 2, would have been a real challenge. Obviously, Botman, really immense in that game, and just defensively they're so good as well. Like I say, they had a few little huffs and puffs, Newcastle. No real stinging shots that stung Fabianski's hands. Joe Linton, was trying to dive for the penalty in the end. But yeah, I thought we defended fantastically well. Declan Rice was immense in that midfield. In a really tough midfield battle, Joe Linton was a really strong warhorse in that midfield for them, constantly winning the ball, bringing it forward. We really had to dig in the end. But yeah, I said, didn't I, in these 3 games, Newcastle, Chelsea, Tottenham, Moyes needed 4 points. He's got 1, which means he does now need to go and win one of Chelsea and or Tottenham. But if we can, we're just building a little bit of momentum positively in terms of we're not losing now. I know draws are not ideal, especially with the results yesterday with Everton beating Arsenal, Wolves beating Liverpool. Like, a lot of results didn't quite go our way yesterday, and we're sort of just back to normal, really. It's just a little bit of positivity. Chelsea are not great at the moment, but you just know, oh, West Ham are in town, we're going to finally click now. Fernandes is going to be incredible. Reece James, I think, just came back yesterday as well, and they'll put in some worldy performance, which would really be frustrating. Tottenham, again, are a bit of an iffy team, playing patches in games. They can have a 45, 35-minute spell where they'll just go boom, 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 and kill you. So, yeah, these next 2 games, we need to try and get a win. We need a win out of one of these games. Do I think there's 3 teams worse than West Ham? It's still an argument up for debate for me at the minute. We're better. We're better than what we was a few months ago. And I like that we can gradually start seeing Moyes is, trying to develop this 5 at the back. And, hopefully when Skamaka's back and players like that are back, hopefully that toothlessness up front will, hopefully prevail, and we can, give a team a spanking, really. That's what we really need. We need a real confident spank result. So after that's Forest. So, yeah, like I say, I think Southampton are quite poor. Everton, listen, they got that result yesterday. Probably Dyche's good enough to just, they will stay up. Bournemouth, not great. Leeds, they've got them 2 games in hand, but one of them is Manchester United. So, I don't know, it's still tough. You need to ask me in about 4 or 5 games' time on where we're at, because we just need to keep this momentum now. I would take a point. I would take a point against Chelsea, and I would take a point against Tottenham. I know I said 4 points originally, but I think 3 points, 3 draws in those games wouldn't be too much of a disaster. And then you go into the Forest games, the Villa games, and things like that, knowing that you've come off the back of those results and you're defensively rested. But let's see what happens. We might go and turn Chelsea over. We might go and turn Tottenham over. Who knows? But yeah, positive result yesterday. Positive performance. World-class defender we've got there, a world-class centre midfielder. If we get one of our strikers back scoring goals, we've got a chance. Until next time, guys, come on you irons, keep believing. Let's go.